Yo, what's poppin'? It's your boy from Stay Wavy TV, your one-stop spot for everything boxing, WWE, NBA, hip-hop, NFL, and the latest in movies. We break down the fights, the games, the tracks, the plays, and the flicks, all with that wavy.
Terence Crawford exposes 2 undefeated boxers that rejected offers to fight him. Let me read y'all this article real quick. It says, newly crowned undisputed super middleweight champion Terence Bud Crawford is still riding high after victory over Saul Canelo Alvarez last month, becoming the #1 ranked pound-for-pound fighter according to Ring Magazine. After becoming the first male fighter in the sport to become an undisputed champion in 3 different weight classes, there is no doubt that the American is one of the best boxers in history. His record is 42-0 with 31 knockouts. Is astounding, made even more impressive by the amount of title fights he has been involved in. His longevity is fantastic. After making his debut in 2008, the boxer from Omaha, Nebraska, first went on to become the undisputed champion in light welterweight, then welterweight, before his recent triumph against the veteran Mexican fighter made him one of the most successful boxers ever. So despite many believing that the 38-year-old has no more left to achieve in the sport, Crawford himself insists that there are some names out there he'd still like to get in the ring with. One of those names, however, some shied away from facing him in the past, the American claimed in a recent interview. Fighters that were named by the undefeated star included Jaron, Boots, Ennis, and Vergil Ortiz. Speaking of all the smoke fight, the champion said, "Boots had a chance to fight me. Vergil Ortiz had an opportunity to fight me. But now everybody is like, oh, I'll fight Terence," or I'm this, I'm that. I'm like, okay, cool. When y'all had your opportunity, y'all went elsewhere. But now y'all see I'm the ticket. Now y'all like, oh yeah, we want to fight Terence Crawford. We want Terence Crawford. That's the narrative now. So Terence Crawford is basically claiming that Boots and other guys want to fight him now because, you know, he's a big name in the sport of boxing. He just beat the face of boxing, Canelo Alvarez. And he feels like these boxers know that if they fight Terence Crawford, they're going to get the biggest career high payday of their boxing career. So Terence Crawford doesn't really believe that these guys want to fight him. He feels like they just want to fight him to get a big payday. The 2 boxers are both undefeated like Crawford, with Ennis winning 35 of his 36 fights, the other being a no contest, and Ortiz winning all of his 23 bouts to date. He claimed that they wanted no part of a bout with him when the offer was put on the table to make the fight happen. With it now looking increasingly unlikely that neither Ennis nor Ortiz will fight Crawford, the pair have stepped up their rivalry with one another, with a fight between the 2 rumored to happen in the near future. Crawford, on the other hand, isn't in any rush to find his next opponent and is expected to take some time out of the ring after his last fight on the 13th of September against Canelo in Las Vegas. After such a fine career, Crawford may consider retiring while still on top. This might be unlikely after seeing how much he still has left in the tank over these last few fights, and the American will see it as an opportunity to continue on and cement his legacy further as one of the best to ever do it. Man, fuck that, man. I don't want to see Terence Bud Crawford retire, bro. There's plenty of fights out there, bro. Terence Crawford could fight Jaron, Boots, Ennis, which I think would be a great passing of the torch. I think most people felt like Terence Bud Crawford will win that fight. But win, lose, or draw, I feel like, you know, give Boots the opportunity. Boots been calling Terence Crawford out since 147. He claims that Boots had an opportunity to fight him in the past. Maybe Boots wasn't ready. Maybe Boots was too young and he felt like he didn't have the experience to get in the ring with a Terence Bud Crawford. And maybe he feels like he has the experience now. You know what I'm saying? Terence Crawford, you know, loves to talk about how, you know, he tried to fight Keith Thurman and Keith Thurman, you know, didn't want to fight him. And he tried to fight Danny Garcia and Danny Garcia didn't want to fight him. He tried to fight Errol Spence years before the fight finally got official. So, you know, why complain about that and then you're doing the same thing to Boots? You feel me? Like, fight Boots and give him the opportunity to fight or possibly beat the best #1 pound-for-pound boxer in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get why Terence Crawford won't give Boots the opportunity to fight. You know, if Terence Crawford says, you know what, I'll fight Boots, but it got to be at 160, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Boots would do that because Boots looked like he was weight drained for his first fight at 154. I think Boots could easily move up to 160 and look even more stronger than he looked in that first fight against Lima Bean, even though that was a tune-up. You know, that clearly was a tomato can, but Boots still looked very dominant, and he looked even stronger than he was at 147 at 154. You dig what I'm saying? Another fight that I would like to see with Terence Bud Crawford, I would like to see Terence Crawford versus Big Charlo. That's another fight out there. I would like to see Terence Crawford versus the winner of Janabek and Israelandi Lara. You know what I'm saying? Crawford can go there and get the belts and possibly become a 4-time undisputed champion in a fourth, you know what I'm saying, in a 4th weight class. You feel me? Make even more history. Beat your own record. You know what I'm saying? Keith Thurman, I'm going to make a video about this next. Keith Thurman actually said that if he beats Sebastian Fundora whenever that fight gets made, because remember the fight was postponed because Sebastian Fundora has a hand injury, Keith Thurman says that he's going to try to convince Terence Bud Crawford to fight him. So we could possibly get Terence Crawford versus Keith Thurman at 154, you know what I'm saying, for the belt. You feel me? There's fights out there for Terence Bud Crawford to make, man. Like, I don't want to see Terence Crawford retire. If he does retire, I'm not mad at it, because, I mean, I feel like Canelo really was the biggest payday he could get. I mean, there's not really... The only other person that Terence Crawford could really fight that he could really make a huge payday with is Gervonta Tank Davis. And we all know that Gervonta Tank Davis already has one foot out of the sport of boxing. He has an exhibition WWE fight with Jake Paul next month. And I think after that fight, Gervonta Davis will retire from the sport of boxing. So, I mean, there's not really much left to do, man. But I do think that Jaron Boots Ennis versus Terence Bud Crawford is a huge fight. I think it'll do very well on pay-per-view. And I think that that's a fight that, bruh, it can go either way. You know, either Terence Bud Crawford puts belt to ass, or the young gun, you know, Jaron Boots Ennis, you know, beats up the older guy. You know what I'm saying? I feel like those two styles, anything could happen. I could see either boxer winning that fight. Obviously, you would have to lean towards Terence Crawford based off of the extraordinary, I wouldn't say the extraordinary resume, but just him beating Canelo, him beating Errol Spence, him beating Sean Porter. You would have to lean towards Terence Crawford, but I'm going with Boots in that fight, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm rocking with Jaron Boots Ennis. You feel me? That's one of my favorite fighters out right now. And I would rock with Boots, man. I'll put some money on the betting odds for Jaron Boots to win that fight by decision. You know what I'm saying? So let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section, man. This your boy Wavy, Stay Wavy TV. Make sure y'all subscribe. Thumbs at that video, man. Subscribe to the channel, share the video, and most importantly, leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think about the topic. I appreciate y'all for watching, man. Stay wavy out there. I'm out.
Yo, what's good? Welcome to Stay Wavy TV, your daily wave of news. We talk everything boxing, WWE, NBA, hip-hop, NFL, and movies. If it's making noise, we're on it. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell, and let's ride the